Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it, you already know. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Buy up, buy up, buy up. In a menudo style in direct fashion, we're going to get straight to the content of the day. But before we do, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Ding. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that the gun is kicking. And I appreciate all the support, man. Thank you guys so much. I also want to let you know, man, by the time I drop this video, Dubs will be going live, man. Shout out Jesse on Fire. He will be live over there on the Jesse on Fire show. Go tap in. Go show some support, man. Thank you guys very much. We highly appreciate it, man. We're making power moves wearing shower shoes. It's just what we do, right? But not trip out. There was a video that was dropped the other day by Sandman. Okay, me and Sandman have a little bit of a history, man. Not too much of a history like I really know him from a bowl of lumpy fucking soup. But I definitely can tell the difference between him and Humpty Hump slightly. And one thing I will say about Sandman is he is a fuckboy, right? The fuckboy to the highest degree. He is basically enslaved by Big Box from Paradigm Media and is a shoe shine boy. Go ahead and fucking grab your shoe shine box, right? Big nose. And do everything that Boxer tells you to do, not because you're his friend, not because you're his brother, but because you're his bitch. And that's pretty much the relationship. And I know I've been privy to phone calls, man, where we were all chopping it up and the disrespect to Sandman was phenomenal, right? It was crazy, man. I remember Boxer used to be like, hey, man, listen, man, shut the fuck up, Sandman, before you get DP'd, you stupid bitch, right? He used to treat him bad. And we used to laugh about it, myself, Rojo, and a few other guys. And it just was what it was, man. We understand that Sandman was just happy to be on the phone, you know. And there was once a conversation where Sandman actually expressed that he wanted to be an NF member, right? That was funny. Boxer went in on him. But whatever is whatever, right? Do I think Sandman's a bad person? I don't know him like that. I don't know if he's good nor bad. But I know that whatever Boxer tells him to be that day is what he's going to be, you know? So, you know, Boxer wants him to put on a wig, go out there and panhandle on the streets for him. That's what he'll do, you know, but that's cool. If that's his get down, that's his get down. You know, he said things about me in the past. He's called me runner, like he doesn't live out of state, right? I get called all types of things by these guys, but at the end of the day, man, I'm just going to keep on pushing and stay in my lane, right? But there was a video made by Sandman. The excuse is what I called it, right? The excuses, where he said on his own behalf, not Boxer's, he said Boxer didn't send him to do this. And it's highly questionable whether Boxer knew about this or not. But according to Boxer, he put out a comment on Paradigm Media and says that he didn't know anything about what Sandman was going to do. So Sandman just opened up old wounds and started making excuses of why Boxer's debacle of a fight turned out to be that way, right? And you know, from what I'm hearing, the fight will be put out on YouTube pretty soon. And all of us are going to be able to watch it. You know, I've already seen it. And I could tell you guys, man, it is a sight for sore eyes, right? Or is it a sight that will give you sore eyes? You know, if you're a big Boxer fan, man, this is definitely going to make you rethink a lot of his stories. Not to say they're untruths, because I believe every story he tells are truths. But this right here and this shit right here,
Oh, fuck, man. I don't even know what to say, homie.
This shit was crazy, right? But Sandman decided that if for no other reason, he was going to take accountability and step up and make excuses for Boxer. You know, he said Boxer's shoulder was hurt. Boxer has bad knees. Boxer is sick. Just basically put Boxer's business out there, to which I say, you know, let Boxer speak on his own behalf, man. If he wants to address it, he'll address it. He's a man. One thing we can't deny is that Boxer is not a man, right? Because he's a man. He's been through the trenches. He's been, you know, places no man wants to go before. And, you know, I'm sure he could speak on what he wants to speak on or not. You know, and according to what Boxer has put on his channel, he's tired of speaking on it. He's not paying attention to who's making videos about it. And it was pretty much water under the bridge, the broken bridge, or water under the ropes, or through the ropes, or fucking when your neck gets caught on the rope, or running from the ropes. I don't know. I'll definitely be peeping that video out when it is dropped, man, and reacting to it for no other reason than entertainment, right? But Boxer decided to not speak on it. And so that means Sandman should have kept his fucking mouth shut, but he just couldn't help himself. He had to defend his daddy, and he had to address myself, Mikey from Chicano Tube, Rascal from Homie Hangout, who exposed the truth and the lies of the fight, right? And what happened just prior to the fight being released on pay-per-view. Now, a lot of these fights, me having been a part of a fight, I could tell you they're pre-recorded, okay? And that's for safety and security reasons. And that's just the way it is, man. You have to go back, edit these fights for YouTube and all that. Now, there are live events that are held, and it was a live event, but it was just pre-recorded. That's the way it goes. And it's sometimes put out there as a live event, but hey, they do that in the WWE as well, right? So you can't be mad at anyone. You know what you're getting when you get it. Now, whether you chose to pay for it or not is what was in question, is what Rascal mentioned. The fact that before the pay-per-view was released, and I'm sure they were under an NDA, man, so they couldn't speak on the results of the fight. And I myself knew the results, man, the day it happened. Okay, I knew someone that was there. And myself and Dubs were aware of who had won, who had lost, how the fight actually took place, what went down, and seen pictures of who was all there. Now, at the same time, you need to understand that regardless of what anyone has said about me in the past, and regardless of what these guys may think about me, there was no way I was going to jeopardize their situation. It just didn't happen. Didn't come from me, wasn't going to come from me. I'm not that petty or that much of an asshole where I'll do people dirty, even though I know if it was a reverse role, I'm sure. I mean, when me and Cholo Trucker fought, man, the video was released before we could even release it, right? So I know how that goes, man. And at no point in time am I trying to fuck Mikey's bag up, Mile High's bag, or Boxers, right? But it is what it is. So this fight takes place, and it's
It was ugly. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It was fucked up. I'm 270. I'm 270. No, you're 370. Oh, fuck.
Anyways, Boxer's knees were wobbly, and here's my question: if he knew about his health conditions and his knees being messed up, how was he medically cleared to even get in that ring? That's basically saying that, like, Mikey from Chicano Tube didn't do his due diligence or didn't put out a good product, which I don't believe is the case. I believe Mikey does his homework. I believe Mikey wholeheartedly takes this serious. And that's what I'll say about that. Regardless of what Mikey says or how he feels about me, I still respect the man because I know he's a man. Now, Rascal, alluded to the fact that, there was some text messages. There were some things that were sent behind the scenes between people, whereas Boxer basically put out there to some of his supporters, his subscribers, fans, or whatever he calls them, that the fight didn't lean his way. Now, this was before the fight took place, but before it was ever broadcasted, right? And so that was a violation of the NDA, and that was definitely a violation, I guess, of just the integrity, But I understand what Boxer was trying to do. He was trying to let people know in a simple way that, like, hey, man, the cookie crumbled, but just not my way. And felt obligated to let his people that support him know. He thought it was going to stay behind the scenes, but let him know, like, hey, homie, it was just all bad. And it is what it is. He's going to take it on the chin and keep on pushing because that's the type of individual he is. You have no choice. If you get beat up, you have to take it as an L and just keep it pushing, right? But along comes a fuckboy named Sandman with a big old nose, right? Who decides to stick his nose in business that's not even concerning him and basically defend Boxer, a grown man that I'm sure doesn't need anyone else to defend him. Well, not until you see the fight, right? But he definitely doesn't need someone to speak in his behalf. He's a very well-spoken, intelligent individual, right? And Sandman starts going in on Rascal. And he has this passive-aggressive way of speaking. It's like he's almost crying when he speaks. And he was feeling some type of way about Rascal, man. And he went in, and of course, Rascal did a funny, very funny live, reacting to everything that Sandman had to say. Now, Sandman, his main thing, I guess his main way of getting on Homie Hangout's nerves, Rascal's nerves, was to say that Rascal had read a filter that was about active North Daniels. Now, I'll tell you this. I know, just like anyone else who ever really did time or been in the gang life, know that was a farce. What Rascal read was not really an NAQ. I've written NAQs. I've been around the NAQ, which is the Northern questionnaire, right? So when you get to prison as a Norteño, you get a questionnaire, right? They want to know the 5 W's: who, where, why, where, who, why, where, when, what. They want to know what cell you've been in, cellies, tattoos, if you have status, just different things that are asked, so that it's a clearance process. So that way you're cleared into the household, and then you're privy to what's going on in that household. Until then, you're fed with the long-handled spoon. You got SBs on you. That means security blankets. You're watched, because in the Norteño movement, it's taken very serious. And so as Norteños, when we were striving, we wanted to know who exactly was in our building, if they posed a threat, if they were a sleeper, if they were there to gather intelligence and take flight. You know, there was a lot of things. It was very structured, very militant. So anyways, Rascal read an NAQ that someone had made, I don't know who, and it was just basically a parody of a real NAQ, saying that they were asking for people's fucking Wi-Fi numbers, how many chicks they slept with, all these different things, man. And Sandman seems to think that it was real and that Rascal was in the wrong for putting out Norteño business. Now, I remind you, there's been several filters, real filters, that were put out by the exact man he was defending, right? Then he made several excuses about Boxer's fight and what happened and how Boxer was sick and he was old. And look, at the end of the day, I understand that, and I recognize it. And there's no shot at Box, man. Like I said, he was real as fuck for getting in that ring. It takes a lot of cora, a lot of balls to even get in the ring, especially at his age, with his health conditions, right? His weight, man, it didn't look like he took the fight as serious as he should have. And, Boxer is not full of himself, but Boxer is a true believer in himself. And so he did what he did, man, what he felt was best. And come to find out, realized, man, it's a lot harder than he thought, or a lot harder than he remembers, right? Now, Sandman wants to be a gangster bad. He's a wannabe. So he had to throw my name involved in it, because I've done videos, and I merely gave what I got. You know, when I fought Cholo Trucker, man, a lot of people clowned on me. They didn't know what was going on behind the scenes. They didn't know that Cholo Trucker had a broken rib. They didn't know that we were asked to use headgear at the last minute. They didn't know that we were asked to use shirts to cover up our gang tattoos. And they didn't know that we were told, not to knock each other out, but to put on a good show and have a good time. But at the same time, this wasn't a knockout fest. This wasn't a situation where we were trying to hurt each other. We were actually good with each other, we sold the fight. We said what we had to say. We woofed a little bit, but we never overstepped our boundaries and disrespected each other. And that's how you do it in a fight. You sell a fight, man, but you don't sell out to a fight. And, with this Boxer Mile High situation, a lot of people are going in. Mile High did a video addressing it. A lot of people are trying to say that Mile High took advantage of an old viejito that was injured. Well, here's the thing, man. I've been around Boxer long enough and been associated with his channel long enough to understand that he's the one that wanted to fight, man. He tried to fight several people. Several people bowed out of the fight. Several people weren't medically cleared to fight. And Boxer had this persona of the Terminator. And I'm not going to lie, I believed it. I believed, hey, man, this man might go in there and tear someone's head off. So I definitely was reluctant to step in the ring with him. I know Tony's stories written by a current prisoner that's fucking jacking another dude off. I know he didn't want to get in the ring with him. There was a lot of people that bypassed him. Savage Studios bypassed Boxer. There was just several people that didn't want to fight Boxer. And that's the truth, the facts, right? I was privy to behind the scenes on a lot of that. I got out the way, man. I stopped associating with that crowd over a year ago, man. And it is what it is. I have no ill things to say about him. But I represented myself, man, in my fight. And I definitely felt slighted by the people who I felt had my back at the time. And not everyone, but some, right? And so Boxer did a lot of laughing, a lot of ridicule, a lot of talking shit. So I just gave back what I got, but I don't hate him. I don't want to fight him. I'm not scared, right? I'm just speaking minds. And Rascal did the same thing. The homie Hangout, man. He kept it very professional, just gave you his perspective. And after you guys are going to see the fight, those of you who haven't watched it, you'll understand why we do what we do. No lies here, just truth. But Sandman wanted to defend him. And he went in on Rascal, man. And the only thing he could say was to try to put Rascal in bad standings. How are you going to do that when your association with the person that definitely is in bad standing, just like myself, and defend that man over someone who actually paroled in good standings? Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get the whole, I get the whole, hey, my daddy.
Stop talking about my daddy. My dad. I get that.
Yeah, Sandman. But at the same time, what I don't get is you never having been around the lifestyle as a norteño, a wood, or anything like that, to what you try to portray, which you have nobody confuzzled or fooled, right? You are the Napoleon Dynamite of YouTube, right? So nobody, nobody, and there's a lot of people right now that don't even know who you are, but they're going to see by the length of your nose, bro, that you're greedy, right? But I'm going to tell you right now, you're greedy for any type of recognition or anything, and going at Rascal, man, who merely just stated points and facts, is fucked up. Now, at the end of the day, man, let's just keep it real here. I'm going to respect the fact that you back your homeboy up or who you consider a friend. But I've seen Boxer in action with you, bro, and he doesn't consider you a friend. He considers you a lackey, a minion. You understand, Boxer, and I'm not going to speak for him, but I just know, being in the organization he was from, the status that he had, he considers all of us beneath him. And that's just a fact, man. He displays that character every time he speaks, right? So, Sandman, you are the bottom of the barrel because, see, one thing that me and Boxer could identify, regardless if he says it or not, is we were both norteños at one point in time. That means we were brothers, if he likes it or not. We both rocked the same number, the same paño color, and we both were out there fighting the enemigos, just the way it was. You never did that, Sandman. I don't care how many times you wear a San Jose Sharks hat, doesn't make you from San Ho, right? It makes you a hoe, but it doesn't make you from San. Do you know what I'm saying? Unless you're a Sancho to a hoe, or a hoe to a Sancho. I don't know, but you're definitely not from San Ho. But you went in on Rascal, and I implore you guys, go watch Rascal's take, his reaction to the video that Sandman put up, because it was hilarious. Now, again, I don't think Boxer needs anybody to defend his integrity. He went into that ring and he lost. Plain and simple. Not everyone wins everything, and I think Boxer understands that. When we get older, our bodies change, our physique changes, our mindset changes. One thing that never changes is your ability to know how to throw a punch. And, but some people are not in the right state of mind. We don't know what you're going through. So I can't sit here and keep clowning on Big Boxer and Wolfing. I could throw little subliminals and have a little fun, man, as much as he did me dirty. But at the end of the day, I respect the fuck out of that man for getting in that ring. And that's it. As far as Sandman, all he did now was open up a whole box of worms, and Boxer should be upset with him because this guy keeps the bullshit going. Look, Boxer already said what he said about the fight. In fact, he said it before the fight even came out, that he took the elbow, right? You don't need to keep fucking stepping on the wounds and defending a man that didn't even ask you to do it. Now, that's the number one question. Did Boxer know that Sandman was going to put out this video? I don't know. But I'm leaning more towards I bet he did, right? And when it backfired, then he washed his hands of him. But again, man, I'm not going to question the integrity of Boxer. If he says he did it, he did it. Let's just keep it like that. Now, as far as Rascal goes, man, shout out to the homie Hangout channel. Go support his channel. He's just doing what he does, man, having a little fun with it, and, calling John out for what he sees. Now, as far as Sandman going in on him, it's crazy because I remember several months ago them doing lives together when homie Hangout and Boxer used to be, good with each other. And I don't know the situation. I don't have no understanding of their situation, right? Whether they're good or not, friends or not. But I know Sandman used to be all on fucking homie Hangout's chorra, right? Hey, yeah, that's right, Josh. You're the man. You're a real one. You're a real one. Fuck Gunner. Fuck Gunner. Fuck Rojo. Fuck these guys. All that, right? Like, bro, stop eating pizza, bitch boy. Like, are you kidding me, bro? Are you kidding me? You look like fucking Point Dexter from Revenge of the Nerds. Get out of here, bro. You're not him. I remember when Boxer told me, man, you fucking chewing pizza like a little bitch, It was crazy. Anyways, and that's the truth, man. Boxer's probably smiling when he's watching this video because I know he's watching. He says he doesn't, but he is because he remembers. And that's the truth. Boxer used to treat him.
He used to treat you fucking bad, homie. He said, what kind of pizza is that? You were like, pepperoni. He's like, I'll pepperoni the fuck out of your face, you bitch.
It was crazy, right? Anyways, with that being said, what do you guys think, man? Do you think Sandman defending, Boxer is a good thing? Do you think Boxer knew about it? Do you think this is just a fucking frivolous fight on YouTube, man? And it shouldn't. People are making it into a bigger deal than it is. As far as homie Hangout goes, I'm going to support him, man. He didn't deserve for someone to take shots at him. And me either, because where was that energy at Sandman when Boxer was going in on me? You were over there in agreement, like a little punk, right? Knowing damn well your ass won't get in the ring with no one. Not at all, right? Anyways, with that being said, Thumbs up or thumbs down. Hey, the YouTube drama just keeps on coming. It's crazy. It's like a novella, right? It's crazy. My name gets mentioned. Hey, look, I went on this one. It was like a Green Bay Packers versus the New Orleans Saints vlog, and my name was on there. Hey, I bet you fucking Gunner can't throw as far as Jordan Love. Of course I can't. You know what I mean? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle for what I truly believe in. That's the betterment of all people. Go tap in with the homie Hangout. Shout out to Rascal. Shout out to Big Box, man. Paradigm Media, man. After the ass whooping he took, man, he needs all the love he can get, man. And Sandman, go shine a fucking shoe, you little punk. Straight up, the gun.